Yeah, I read in the book a little bit how to become a child again. How important it is to be a child and an adult. Otherwise, it's not complete. But I read only 2, 3 little. Maybe, I don't know how important that is.
When you say adult, you mean someone who has been through life, has passed through experiences. When we say child, we mean the innocent core, the untouched heart. It is important to be both together. On one hand, you must not be resistant to experience. You must have the courage, the openness to pass through all kinds of experience. On the other hand, you must also remain untouched by any kinds of experience. Both together. Having all kinds of experiences and also not becoming tainted by, affected by any of those experiences. The adult and the child together. In fact, these two are not only together, they are one. Unless you have a core that remains untouched by experience, you will find it very difficult to be open to experience, because then experience will start having important significance for you. It will start meaning something of your self-worth to you. Then you will say, I invite a particular kind of experience and I decline some other kind of experience, which would mean that now your openness to total experiencing is gone. To be open to experience totally is to retain your equanimity in all kinds of experience. This is a little paradoxical, but these two go together. Only the one to whom no experience means anything great can go through all kinds of experience. Do you see this? If something means something very important to you, then you will be biased towards that thing and biased against its opposite. You will not be then poised. You will not be then witnessing it. You would not then be able to preserve your aloofness, your aloneness. You will start becoming a victim of, a slave of experience. That happens so often, does it not? Often it is thought that if experiences do not mean much to us, then life will become dead. It is thought that one lives fully only when one attaches a lot of importance to experiences. It is not so. It is just not so. Fact is more subtle. The fact is, when you stop thinking that any experience is important, in whichever way, important because it is good or important because it is bad, when you stop thinking that any experience is important, then life with its totality of experiences becomes available to you. To put it more exactly, then you, without fear, become available to life with its totality of experiences. Life is always available. You remain unavailable. You remain unavailable because in your thoughts you are available only to a particular type of living, a particular type of experience. If that does not come about, then you say, no, sorry, I close my doors. Seeing this? So that is why it is said that you are grown up only when you are a child again. In other words, it means that you can experience fully only when you have a heart untouched by experience. These two are the same statements. Have you not often heard this? That the fully mature one has rediscovered his childhood. Yes, that the pinnacle of all spiritual growth is that you once again regain your childlike nature. But let not this childlike nature become an image in your mind. Then enlightenment to you would be all about crawling on all fours. Or sucking your thumb. Yes?
I
It's
do
quite
not
possible.
understand
It's quite possible. People do crazy things in the name of realization or enlightenment. Yes? One could speak like a child. One could act like a child. One could laugh and weep like a child. One could behave incoherently like a child. No, that is not what is meant by regaining your childlike nature. Yes? Your childlike nature is your causeless innocence. It is that within you which experiences have not given you. Or let me be more correct by saying it is that which is not caused by experiences. I just strike out the within you part. It is redundant. When you look at your lives, you will find that most of what you are, rather all of what you are, has been rendered to you by experiences. Take away your memories, take away your past, and what would remain of you? Take away your biological and social conditioning, and what would remain of you? Your childlike innocence is that which remains even after all that is taken away, which time, conditioning, and experience have given you. It is that which nobody else has given you, hence it is your real nature. It is that which is totally innate to you. Hmm? When you will think about it, you will not find it, because thought, which is an external agency, can only think about all that which is external. Thought will not be able to think about or imagine your childlike nature. So don't even attempt that. If you are listening to me and trying to think about what I am saying, then you will be only able to think about yourself, because thought has no capacity to look outside of itself. Thought can only look at that which is a product of itself, which is a product of thought. What I am just pointing at is not what your genes or your environment has given you. I am pointing at something which is there even when you are not, and which continues to be there even when you would be not. Yes? So, have both. A life greatly full of experiences, a life in which you have been immersed in pleasure, been immersed in pain, and a center which has been untainted by any of those experiences. Have both. And I've also said that the two go together necessarily. You cannot have one without the other. Living fully means both. Living a life rich in experience and living a life in zero experience. Both are together. The monk and the worldly man together. The truth and the universe together. The unmanifest and the manifest together. The root and the fruit together. Yes? And they have to be together. It is just for the sake of description that I am taking two names. Can there be fruit without the root? Can there be root that yields no fruit? Yes? The fully mature adult is also, must always also be a child just born. Or if I want to be more exact, then a child not yet born. Even when you are at the peak of your life, you must still be not yet born. To be not yet born is the same as having died. In the East especially, the metaphor that they have often used is die. That's what the mystics, the saints have said. Die to this life, die to this mind. An equally potent, an equally useful metaphor would be unborn. Remain unborn. Remain innocent. Remain as if nothing has begun. Ending is the same thing as not having begun at all. Yes? So when you refer to the child, you're referring to the one who is not yet born. The Buddha refers to himself in two ways: as the one who has gone past which is the one who has died, and also as the one who has never begun, which is just the same thing.
But I have a question, maybe I don't understand, maybe your words to that, but if life, we talked about it, if life is change, how can we then say remain unborn?
No, experience all change. Fully experience all change. Fully, boldly experience all the change. Have you seen
Of course,
what it takes to experience all change? You can experience all change only when change does not frighten you. Only when you do not feel that you will change along with the change. Things change and you become apprehensive, or things change and you become hopeful. Because you feel that something within you will change with the change. Only when you are deeply connected to that which does not change can you immerse yourself fully in change.
You don't actually call it change anymore, then it's just flow, because the word change is...
So once more, only when you are connected to that, to it,
That does not change.
that which not changes,
Then you can have the courage to go into change without fear.
without fear. Okay.
Is it not obvious that we dislike change or we want change because we feel that it will give something to us or take away something from us? When you are fully confident that nothing can be taken away, nor can anything be given to you by change, then you can be sure-footed in all circumstances. Let the change happen. What can it do to me? Another way of saying this is, change is happening. Now let me go and be drenched in it. Which is both the same thing. Not to be afraid of something.
What is drenched?
Drenched. Helemaal in opgaan.
Yeah.
To be fully in it.
Yeah, okay.
Immersed. To not to be afraid of something is to be open to embrace that thing. If you're afraid of something, can you go close to it? Can you embrace it? You cannot.
Are you telling that an unborn child is in balance, is happy, is...
He is nothing.
No? Okay.
Whatever you may say regarding his state is applicable only after he is born. And when I say unborn, I mean unconceived. I do not mean unborn but in the womb.
Okay.
When I say unborn, I mean the one who has not even begun his journey.
Okay. Yeah.
The one who has not even begun his journey, not even in the womb.
Of course. Yeah.
So be as you are even before you were conceived. In Zen practice, they sometimes ask the students to go and find out their face before their birth. What was your face before your birth? And then they say, now go and find out what would be your face after your death. Not the face of your corpse, your face. And these two are one. That no faceness is your real face. And when you live in no-faceness, then the changing faces of the world, the changing faces of your own personalities, they do not bother you. Then you don't just start expecting constancy, stability, permanence from an inherently fickle world. Then you don't cry out in despair, oh my God, I have been deceived. The one I trusted so much has showed another face to me. But the world means changing faces. Why are you feeling deceived? You are feeling deceived not because the other person changed his face, but because you do not know your unchanging face. The one who knows his own unchanging face is not daunted by all the change that he sees around. Know your own face, know your own no face, and then you are free to mingle among all faces.
How to do that?
How did you get this face? How did you start believing in this face? How did you start expecting permanence from this face instead of asking how to get the no face? You must first ask, how did I get this face? When you come to see exactly how you have come to believe in yourself, then you will not need to believe in that which you are not. You already have a set of beliefs. Instead of asking for one more belief, why don't you see what the reality of these beliefs is? You are a woman, you are a white woman, you are probably a Buddhist or a Christian, you belong to a certain nation, a certain continent, you have a certain age, a certain economic status, and you associate yourself so easily with all of these. Why don't you ask yourself, before I was born, I was not a Christian. When exactly did I start believing that I am a Christian? Before I was born, I was not a woman. When exactly did I start believing that I am a woman? Before I was born, I had no ideology, no opinions. When did I exactly start having opinions? When did that happen? How did that happen? Go into that.
And then you need the combination of the child and the adult together again.
They are one.
Yeah.
It's a
But
seamless combination. It is a divisionless combination. It is not a combination that you put together. It is a combination. It is a combination that exists as one.
Yes.
You cannot tell them apart.
No. Okay.
Just as the fruit and the root cannot be told apart,
Yes.